Hi everyone, I hope you're all doing great today. Okay, so I just wanted to take some time out to give us a quick update. The last few days have been pretty intense. A whole lot is happening and things are happening in very quick successions. And I thought that it was important that I brought you guys up to speed on where things stand from where I am. All right. First of all, a lot of you who are on X, formerly Twitter, would know that we have been on this campaign to stop the ongoing genocide of Christians in Nigeria, which the regime in power in Nigeria continues to deny, and all their affiliates and people close to them continue to deny until it is now difficult for them to deny it, because when something is evident staring you in the face, it is just foolishness to continue to deny it. But this is what we've gone through in the last few weeks. It got to a point where even all the people who joined us in the campaign backed off, either for fear of what could happen to them or for the fact that they thought this is never going to get anywhere. And so many of them backed off. It's just been me and maybe Mike Arnold, that divine rebuke that he gave to the agent of the government who brought him and his partner to Nigeria to come and change the narrative from what really is to what isn't, to come and tell a lie, okay, over the dead bodies of innocent Christians. And God used him to immediately rebuke them. It was like a stunning rebuke from heaven. So it's just been me and him and a few people talking about this thing, pushing, but a lot of people couldn't understand why I was so confident as I made my posts on X and maybe Facebook occasionally. And I was so confident that something was going to happen. It's going to probably be a story for another day. I'm not going to go into that. But the truth of the matter is that all of you are now witnesses to what happened yesterday when the amazing President Trump, the one and only, just designated Nigeria, which is what we've been crying for. And just for a little bit of background, yeah? This is not the first time that Nigeria has been designated. Nigeria has been designated before. It was designated in 2020. Before Nigeria was designated, the killing in northern part of Nigeria, in the middle belt of Nigeria, in 2019 was already at a genocidal level. So America was already alerted at the level of genocidal elimination of Christians in Nigeria, to the point that even Yemi Osinbajo, the then vice president of Nigeria, was invited to the White House. And when he got over there to the White House to meet with Pence, Osinbajo basically told them clearly that, look, it wasn't anything like Christian genocide, that it was just from a herd crisis. And I have evidence of this. I put it in my last video. But thank God for some of the guys that I'm affiliated with at that time in the US were able to bring evidence and bring human beings to come and testify. And after checking and seeing all the evidence in front of them, the US government under President Trump at the time decided I wasn't going to talk to the Nigerian government anymore. I'm just going to go ahead and designate this nation. And he did it. So this is not the first time that Nigeria was being designated. That had happened before. But of course, most of you who have seen my video know what happened, that when President Biden came to power, he was sworn in, I think, January 20 on the 2021. And by November of the same year, 2021, Biden had moved immediately to remove the designation, because when a nation is designated, it simply means that the US now is going to stop having that kind of a security cooperation that they have with you, because it's the key weapons supplier to Nigeria. So most of the weapons the Nigerian military use, the US supplies it. You get what I'm saying? So now all that is going to stop. Embargo is going to be placed on Nigeria. They are going to begin to now look into all the weapons we are giving to you. Where are they going? Do some of them get into the hands of the terrorists? Where are the people involved in this sponsorship of Boko Haram and stuff like that? Who are they? They have intelligence to be able to tell them who these guys are. And now they're going to begin to sanction them, not just on them as individuals, but on their businesses, on their affiliations, on their partnerships, on everything that has to do with them. Literally cripple them. And then the next phase is that it gives the U.S. the opportunity to even step in if the government that is designated is not taking any action. That the U.S. can then step in physically with boots on ground to help protect Christians who are being persecuted on account of their faith. This is what was planned in 2020. And the moment the designation was announced, Boko Haram immediately slowed down. We couldn't hear about Boko Haram again for like weeks, if not months. And we were hoping that President Trump was going to come back so that after he had returned for his second term, then all the other phases of the executive order will begin to take effect. Unfortunately, he didn't come back. But Biden came to power and went and removed it. Removing it simply means that Nigeria is clean, that there is no religious persecution anywhere of Christians in Nigeria, that there is no Christian genocide going on. When they asked Tony Blinken, he just said there was nothing going on there, nothing to see there. There was just some type of farmer-herder crisis caused by climate change. The terrorists then went haywire. They went ballistic. They began to take territories that belonged to Christians like at lightning speed. In 1 week, several towns, villages could be taken and many people killed. And those Christians who own those villages then end up in IDP camps that the government never admits are even in existence. And as soon as they take these towns, these killers return to rename them after their own religion. Rename the towns and make it their own. Let me show you or tell you how God has speedily begun to answer our prayers, regardless of the silence of those who we looked up to as the fathers of faith, as the watchmen. If there's anyone watching me now who can explain to me the silence of the top church leaders in Nigeria, the silence of the bishops and the papagios and the magios and the senior pastors and the prophets and prophetesses, if you can explain their silence, even up until the point that God has answered our prayers, if you can explain it to me, I will be the happiest man on earth. But just so you know, regardless of their silence, diabolic silence, look what God has done. Just yesterday, amidst all the threats and gaslighting and propaganda from the regime, because remember that before Trump responded yesterday, these guys have still not been able to even accept that there is Christian genocide in Nigeria. Attacking anyone who spoke up. Denial, denial, denial. Propaganda, propaganda, propaganda. Not a single acceptance of responsibility. Not a single, here is what we are going to do to make sure that this is stopped. Not a single reassurance from any quarter. Just denial and attack anybody who wants to speak otherwise. This is what has been happening. Even when I made a video and gave them a sample of what they should have done, none of that was done. They just attacked and attacked and attacked. When you ask them, they say, Muslims get killed too. And then I go like, okay, if Muslims get killed too, so we should then relax, go to bed and sleep, and then that's it. No more campaign. We went from Muslims get killed too to, oh, more Muslims even get killed. So, okay, so after that, what do we do then? Keep quiet? So, more Muslims who get killed don't deserve saving? The killing doesn't need to stop? The killing should go on because more Muslims get killed? You see, these are people with zero cognitive abilities. You can literally not win on any argument with them. This is what led to what we saw yesterday. Everyone has had enough. America has had enough. We had our enough a long time ago, but grace kept us going. And so President Trump decided, you know what? I'm just going to be Trump. This is who he's always been. This is the same Donald Trump they told you, oh, forget about that man. He's a businessman. Forget that guy. He doesn't even love you Africans. But we know what's up. I knew God was up to something when in 2016 he woke me up and said, you see that man? You got to fight for him. I'd never fought for any politician before then. And I have followed Trump. I followed this man when it was a taboo to mention his name anywhere on the continent of Africa. To even post about him. People couldn't even repost posts I made about him on Facebook in 2016. I did not care. Ask anybody. I here, I'm not posting, but I here, humble me, single-handedly sold President Donald J. Trump to Africans. God used me. It wasn't my own power. I sold that man to Africans. Today, look at the benefits. People have told me all kinds of stuff. I had even received death threats. You don't believe me, right? There were times, go to people who may watch this on YouTube will understand what I'm talking about. There were times, those days, that I was receiving death threats for even promoting Trump the way I was. I am the one who set up Africans for Trump International, that ended up working with Black Voices for Trump to win diaspora African votes for President Trump. I did that. I was at war with CNN because CNN was on a mission to unload lies upon lies upon lies on Africans about Trump, to let them know he's a racist, he's this, he's that. Every day I was countering their lies through my YouTube channel. And people were like, this guy, you are stupid. You don't know anything. This man is a racist. But look at it today. Even when your own Christian papas and mamas and bishops cannot stand up and speak for you, it is the same Donald Trump that is standing up for you, saying the Islamist inspired genocide against Christians must stop now. And you think what I read you is the only thing he has said. Less than 24 hours after he said that, look what he just said now. If the Nigerian government continues to allow the killing of Christians, the USA will immediately stop all aid and assistance to Nigeria and may very well go into that now disgraced country. Guns are blazing. Guns are blazing. You better take note of that. To completely wipe out the Islamic terrorists who are committing these horrible atrocities, I am hereby instructing our Department of War to prepare for possible action. If we attack, it will be fast, vicious, and sweet. Just like the terrorist thugs attack our cherished Christians. Warning, the Nigerian government better move fast. You know, God is really a good God. It is the same racist guy, Donald Trump, who stood up, who is standing firm, ready to move in militarily. Do you know what has happened to Christians in Nigeria between 2009 and this year? Do you know how many? More than 125,000 killed. And Al Jazeera is busy telling people that it's a claim, vague claim, that Donald Trump is making vague claims. Al Jazeera was the one that told Bill Maher that no, there are no Christian genocides in Nigeria. The same Al Jazeera that's been crying about Palestinian genocide all day, wanting the whole world to come and sympathize with them. CNN then hosted the Minister for Information, lying through his teeth. Oh, there's peace, cool, peaceful coexistence between Christians and Muslims in Nigeria. There is no such thing as Christian genocide. But you see the video of the pastor taking you through the list, the names, where they have buried 500 in one day, built a monument, and the names are there. And we see it daily, daily, daily. 2025 is not over yet, and over 7,000 is already killed. Where are your pastors? Where are all those people we look up to? It is the same racist Trump. The moral lesson in all this is always find the truth for yourself. Always find out the facts on your own. In those days when they told me that Trump was a racist, I said, I am going to research it myself. I found out that Liberians who were stuck in America for so many years throughout the first and second term of President Obama, who never got any pathway to citizenship, that it was this same President Trump who came and gave them pathway to citizenship. This same President Trump welcomed people who escaped Boko Haram attacks in northern Nigeria in the White House. Even his family decided to help sponsor some of the kids that came out from that whole Chibok situation. This same President Trump went to Biya of Cameroon and said, America will withdraw aid from you if you don't stop killing all these people from southern Cameroon. We saw a video where you were shooting, your soldiers were shooting a mother and a child. It is the same man who went to South Sudan and said, if you guys don't stop this fight, America will mess you up. And they were commanded to make peace by force. If not, Southern Sudan would have been like the Northern Sudan now that is become an eyesore. This same man that they told you does not like black people, does not like Africans. May God bless him now and forever.